Hi guys, welcome back to this channel. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Today, I share about offshore banking terms. Are you ever wanted to know? Mm. Many investors are puzzled by the various terms used by bankers in describing ways to protect their money. Here is a short list of some of the most common ones. Asset Protection Trust, or APT, is an irrevocable trust, usually created or settled offshore for the principal purpose of preserving and protecting wealth against creditors. Title to the asset is transferred to a trustee. It is used for asset protection and usually tax neutral. Its function is to provide for the beneficiaries of the APT. A trust is a contract affecting three parties: the settlor, or who sets up the offshore trust, also called the grantor, is US or ERS terms. The trustee and the beneficiary. A trust protector is optional but recommended as will struck the trust. The settlor transfer asset ownership to the trustee on behalf of the beneficiaries. Business trust is created for the primary purpose of running a business. These trusts are treated as persons under the Internal Revenue Code, or ERC. It must have a commercial purpose and actually function as a business. CARICOM is the Caribbean Common Market. Its member consists of 40 member countries of the Caribbean Community, including Antigua, Bahamas, Barbados, Belize, Dominica, Grenada, Guyana, Jamaica, Montserrat, St. Kitts and Nevis, St. Lucia, St. Vincent, Suriname, Trinidad and Tobago. The purpose of this organization is to encourage free trade and free movement of labor. Conspicuous by their absence are the Cayman Islands and the British Virgin Islands, the two major players in international banking and finance, which did not wish to be regulated by a small local community because of greater internationalities. Discretionary trust is a grantor trust in which the trustee has sole discretion as to who among the listed beneficiaries receives income and or principal disbursement. The trustee has full authority over the fund, or it will cease to be a discretionary trust. A letter of wish or side letter can provide guidance to the trustee without having any legal and binding effect. The letter must be carefully drafted, as the trustee cannot be seen as a pawn of the beneficiaries, or there is basis for the argument that there never was a complete renouncement of the asset. Estate is the sum of personal interest in real and or personal property. Flight capital is money which flows offshore and legally never returns. It is exacerbated by a lack of confidence in government fiscal management. GmbH is a German form of limited liability corporation. High net worth, or HNW person, is any individual with more than $1 million in liquid assets. International Business Company, or EBC, is a corporation formed or incorporated under the Company Act of a tax haven, but is not authorized to conduct business within the country. It is intended to be used only for global operation. It is owned and operated by members and or shareholders just like other corporations. Limited company is not an international business company, might be owned by a resident of the tax haven and is set up under a special corporate law with a simpler body of administrative laws. A limited liability company or LLC consists of member owners and a manager at a minimum. It has tax advantage and operational flexibility found in a partnership operating in corporate style structure with limited liability as provided by the state's law. LLP is a limited liability partnership, a form of the LLC frequently used for professional associations such as accountants and attorneys. A LLP is a limited liability limited partnership intended to protect the general partners from liability. Member is an equity owner of a limited liability company or LLC, limited liability partnership LLP, limited liability limited partnership or LLLP, or shareholder in an EBC, and A is a non-resident alien of the U.S. and A is not a U.S. person as defined under the Internal Revenue Code or ERC. Offshore is an international term meaning not only out of your country but also out of its tax jurisdiction. PLC is a UK public limited company. The Revenue Reconciliation Act of 1995 proposed change to the Internal Revenue Code affecting foreign trust reporting, among other changes. Securities assets and debt obligation of everything, including option, warrant, and right to acquire shares and debt obligation, settle. To create or establish of an offshore trust done by the settlor or offshore or the grantor or use US and IRS term then settlor one or the entity who with creates or settles an offshore trust. TCE are the tours and Cyprus Island, a popular tax haven. Trustee is the controller of a trust fund. This person is independent of the settlor or grantor and has the fiduciary responsibility to manage the assets of the fund as a reasonable prudent business person would do in the same circumstance. The trustee must defer to the trust protector when required in the best interest of the trust fund. The reporting requirements of the trustee are defined at the creation of the trust include how often and to whom the trustee will respond to instructions or inquiries, investment strategies, and fees for the trust service. The trustee might have full discretionary powers to distribute the fund to beneficiaries. Uniform Partnership ACT UPA is one of the uniform laws adopted by some states or used as a baseline for other states. Fitting is the process used by the offshore consultant for evaluating whether a prospective client is a good candidate for offshore asset protection. World Bank was formed to be the lender and technical advisor to developing countries. utilizing fund and technical knowledge for a member nation. It has often been criticized for promoting austerity programs in that their world nation. Hopefully, this short guide will help investors seeking asset haven and offshore banking facilities. Thank you.